Throughout the latter 1800s and early 1900s, U.S. gold coins circulated with a fascinating mixture of classic European-style Liberty designs alongside American Indian themes, which celebrated the spirit of the American Wild West. How American Indians became symbols of U.S. liberty is a tale that takes us back over 160 years. By the middle of the 1800s, the United States as a nation was still only about 75 years old. Like a confident and headstrong teenager, America wanted to exert its independence and show the world all that it could accomplish. To do this, the nation began to turn from looking east at the European traditions and governments which had given it birth, and began looking west towards the vast unexplored territory that stretched over 4,800 kilometers from Philadelphia all the way to the Pacific Ocean. The call to "Go west, young man, to seek your fame and fortune" began with the discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill in California. As word of the California gold rush spread, over 300,000 people journeyed west, and the Wild West character of America became the new national identity. The seeds of a boldly American style of gold coin first appeared in 1854, when a $3 gold coin was issued by the U.S. Mint featuring the image of Lady Liberty as an Indian princess with a feathered crown. American President Theodore Roosevelt was a man who was not afraid to ruffle some feathers if it helped him achieve an important goal. And when it came to his passion for U.S. coinage, he even admitted to criminal behavior. Roosevelt had a fervent desire to transform America's gold coinage into masterpieces of beauty and artistry. But what he also wanted was for them to feature distinctly American symbolism. In true Rough Rider style, his passion led him to exceed the limits of presidential power when it came to redesigning the coins. He began slyly referring to this personal mission as "my pet crime," and he brashly pushed aside the usual bureaucracy and red tape. Having spent time as a rancher in the American West in his earlier days, Roosevelt loved the idea of using Native American imagery to create a distinctly American symbol of liberty. In January of 1905, Teddy Roosevelt told the famous Irish-American sculptor Augustus St. Gaudens that he wanted him to personally redesign all of America's coins. Roosevelt wrote, "I feel very strongly that on at least one coin we ought to have the Indian feather headdress. It is distinctly American and very picturesque." St. Gaudens was at the end of his life, already battling the cancer that would kill him 2 years later. But he knew that Roosevelt would not relent in his fervent desire to transform America's coinage into gold masterpieces of beauty, artistry, and distinctly American symbolism. St. Gaudens rose to the challenge. The figure of Lady Liberty St. Gaudens designed for the massive $20 gold double eagle originally featured a feathered Indian headdress and large wings. But U.S. Mint officials removed these elements based on technical concerns. Undeterred, the eminent artist produced a design for the $10 gold eagle, which featured a female Liberty wearing a feathered Native American war bonnet. Teddy Roosevelt was elated. Tragically, St. Gaudens died in 1907 before he could complete his vision for all of America's coinage. But Roosevelt turned to one of St. Gaudens' talented students, the sculptor Bella Lyon Pratt, to design the $5 half eagle and the $2.50 quarter eagle gold coins. Pratt's bold designs would go down in history as the most innovative and unique U.S. designs ever. They were, and still are, America's first and only recessed, or incuse, coins. These stunning coins feature a design struck in high relief, but recessed below the surface of the coin. This technique, which dates back over 2,000 years, is called incuse. Pratt's design features a proud Native American chief in full headdress encircled with the words Liberty and 13 stars. This design, a rugged and realistic depiction of a male Indian chief, is a departure from the smooth and feminine images of Lady Liberty that had appeared on all previous U.S. coins. Tragically, millions of these solid gold American Indian coins were lost to the melting pots when U.S. gold coins were recalled and destroyed by the government in 1933. Today, collectors are always on the hunt for the relatively few examples that have survived. This is one of the reasons historic American gold coins have rarely been in bigger demand. It's estimated that less than 15% of historic U.S. coins from this era have survived to this day, and far fewer in high collectible condition. Those that have managed to survive hold incredible stories of triumph, tragedy, achievement, and endurance.